Greetings and welcome to Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for May 2021. On Friday, May 7th at 12 noon, the temperature is 70 degrees. We're headed for a high of 72. 70 tomorrow, and then into the mid-low 60s until Friday. Back to high 70s and into 80s. Rain tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, and then towards the end of next week, some rain. So, yes. Beautiful day, clear blue skies. I am on the Moreau River. I launched at the Moreau 50 access, and I paddled out to the Missouri River, which is just over 1.75 miles. So by the time I get out, I'll have a little over 3.5. And this isn't the current that's turning me, it's the wind. There is a 13-mile-an-hour breeze, and every once in a while it wraps around this rock wall, and I'm either paddling into it or it's blowing me sideways with the river going the way it does. So yeah, it makes it interesting, but it makes it comfortable. It does. So yeah, I paddled out a little bit into the Missouri River and came back. I'd say the water level here is what I would call typical or normal. Enough water on the ramp that I can launch. And in fact, when I got in the Missouri River, the wing dam that I'm used to seeing sometimes was covered, so the water's high enough for that. And the wing dam, I've said before, those come out at an angle from the shore to help direct the water flow, to control erosion, and also to help maintain a river channel. So yeah, Train Bridge. It's one of my favorite places to go to because I like that bridge. Yeah, it's interesting with my son, what are they called? Sunglasses, my shades. It's the colors are richer. It's got an amber tone to my sunglasses, so that rust on their bridge looks really cool. But yeah, I like this spot, and the wind just wants to turn me. So. Wildlife. I've seen 2 turkey vultures. 1 great blue heron was flying overhead. It flew across the river and then back again at about 100-150 feet. And then, as I got to the Missouri, on a log poking out from the water, was a heron that was sitting on it. It was 100 yards away. I tried to zoom in and get a shot of it, and we'll see how that comes out. Other than that, the turkey vultures, I've been hearing birds, but I really haven't seen any. Oh, except for swifts. They've been going back and forth. Next to me is a highway bridge, and they've got their mud nests tucked right up underneath there, and so they're flying back and forth. So yeah. And, oh, cool, just downstream, maybe 100 yards downstream is another log poking straight up out of the water, about 4 feet, 5 feet, that has a heron sitting on it. So maybe they'll still be around when I'm done, and I can paddle over and get closer. I guess we'll wait and see. Yeah. Okay, so let's throw some COVID in here. We'll make it brief, I guess. Missouri's is just over 504,000, 504,400 or something like that cases, and total since the inception of the pandemic. Cole County, just over 8,100, like 8,119 or something like that. In fact, Cole County, the incidence rate is so low now, the positive rate, that it's less than 20 a week. So they opened up a vaccine clinic in an empty storefront at the mall, big enough that they could do 2,000 to 4,000 a day, you know, and do it every day of the week. And they had 1,500 on their first day, you know, thousands, like within a week or two. Now they're down to like 2.5, 250 or something like that. So they've cut it back to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think, something like that. So yeah, the governor has mandated that state employees go back to work in the office. No more working from home or hybrids, like part-time at home. None of that. That's effective immediately. So, but he also is not, or the state also is not mandating distancing or masks at work. So, yeah, whatever. It's Missouri. Yeah. Speaking of state workers, Happy Harry Day. Well, that's actually tomorrow. Harry Truman's birthday, and that's a state holiday. The state workers are observing it today. So happy Harry Truman Day. And also, speaking of state holidays, the Missouri House has passed a bill to make a Rush Limbaugh Day. Yes, he is a hometown hero. He's from Cape Girardeau, which is down the boot heel, the very lower east, southeast corner of Missouri. So that has to go to the Senate, but I would not be surprised. I mean, they've got a bust of him in the Capitol. You know, famous Missourians. Yeah, he's in there. So yeah, he's a favorite son. Like I said, Missouri. You know. Okay. Well, that's all that. Well, let's do my go-to, my health. Yeah, the spotty rash that I had. See, the wind has died down. That's cool. The spotty rash that I had after my second COVID vaccine lasted for about 6 weeks or more. Now, I think my last shot was February 26th. It was into April when I stopped using the cortisone cream. That was to, oh no, it was a steroid. That was to slow the itching, stop the itching, and also to prevent redness. I mean, it was itching so much that I was scratching, and you know, sometimes I was scraping the skin. So I needed that, and I was taking antihistamine twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, 2 different antihistamines. So I got so that I didn't have to take that steroid cream anymore, but I kept up the antihistamines because just randomly all of a sudden it would start itching like crazy, mainly on my back, and especially at night. So I was taking them anyway, which worked out really well because allergies, yes, my oak allergy. This has been probably one of the worst, not the very worst, but one of the worst years for me so far for oak allergies since I moved here. And boy, that second year that we were in the house, we had so much pollen on the deck that it was yellow. Nothing like that right now, but we've got oaks on either side of the front driveway, plus all around the house, but on the other side of the front driveway, they just covered with those catkins, you know, the flower stems, and they were, yeah. Those have fallen off. The rain beat them off, and the wind beat them off about almost a week ago. So I'm almost over that, but they're still on the ground, you know, they're dust. Anytime they run over or anything, you know, they're in the driveway and on the street. So I have good days and bad days. Yesterday I went all day without any symptoms, and then all of a sudden, just as it was bedtime, which was just in time for me to take the antihistamine, because I have been keeping that up. Just because of the allergies. So yeah, and then I took one before I left the house this morning, and I don't know, maybe that was fast, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the Amtrak. The Amtrak goes from Kansas City to St. Louis. It goes there and back. It used to do the round trip twice. And so now a lot of people are complaining they want it, well, you know, the whole Amtrak thing that's in the news lately, but they want it back to twice a day because, hell, if someone goes to Kansas City, it's like they can't time it so they can go home late in the day. So yeah, that was the Amtrak. It's called the River Runner, I think. So yeah, right after I launched, I started getting the whole itchiness in my throat, but that's been the extent of it so far, so that's good. So I'm over that, I think. But I guess we'll see. By the time mid-May comes around, it's usually all gone. So, oh, hearing aids. I've gotten really used to having hearing aids. I've taken them out to go kayaking. I don't want to have them on the water in case something happens, because it's too many dollars to throw in the river. So yeah, and I'm so used to them that I was all ready to launch, and as I put my hat on, I realized that I could hear my hat hit my head, so I had to go take them off, put them in the car. Oh, and one other thing, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I have a CPAP. I got that back first week of December or so. So it's been almost 5 months or so, and works really well. I don't snore. if I lay on my back, I tend to automatically, my jaw drops and I breathe through my mouth, which just gets my throat really dry. So it's mostly lying on my side, but it's no problem. And instead of having a mask that fits over my nose or a full one that fits over mouth and nose, it's an air tube that comes down and over like this. And it has got a little chamber that's called a nose pillow, and right at my nostrils. And it's a nice fit. It's soft silicone, and the hose connects at the top, so it's not in front of me or anything. And then there's a strap that goes across the back to hold it on, and that works well. So yeah, I've got really used to it. I go to sleep much faster, and I don't wake myself up snoring, which would happen occasionally. In the morning, if I wake up 15 minutes before the alarm goes off and I realize what time it is, I'll take it off just so I can not have to lay against it on my cheek, and I'll start snoring right away. Yeah. So, well, yeah, that's it. Beautiful day, beautiful blue sky, and that heron took off. So, oh no, now it's sitting on a rock about 20 feet away from there. So I'm going to check that out. This has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for May 2021. I'm just a short distance from getting out, and I want to finish off by saying Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful mothers out there this weekend. Ciao, and vlog on.